Hi students, in the previous videos we discussed the monosaccharides of carbohydrates in the biomolecules chapter. Now we are going to see di and polysaccharides with examples. Now let us see what are disaccharides. Disaccharides are sugars that gives two molecules of monosaccharides on hydrolysis. Usually these reactions are catalyzed by dilute acid or by enzyme. Here some examples are given for disaccharides and they are sucrose, lactose and maltose. When sucrose on hydrolysis, it gives glucose and fructose molecules. And lactose on hydrolysis, it gives galactose and glucose. Finally, maltose on hydrolysis, it gives two molecules of glucose units. So in the formation of disaccharides, two monosaccharides are linked by oxide linkage. That oxide linkage is called glycosidic linkage. So these glycosidic linkages are formed by the reaction of anomeric carbon of one monosaccharide react with a hydroxyl group of another monosaccharide. Let us see with the example. Now we are going to see one of the disaccharide, sucrose. So sucrose commonly known as table sugar, and this is the most abundant disaccharide. So it is mainly obtained from the juice of sugarcane. Insects such as honeybees have the enzyme called invertases that catalyze the hydrolysis of sucrose to a glucose and fructose mixture. Now let us see the structure of sucrose. Sucrose is made up of glucose and fructose. We already know that. Glucose in the form of pyranose form and fructose in the form of furanose form. The linkage between glucose and fructose is alpha 1 2 glycosidic bond. The linkage between glucose and fructose is alpha 1 2 glycosidic bond. Here 1 means first carbon of glucose. So the first carbon of glucose is the anomeric carbon, and second carbon of fructose is the anomeric carbon of fructose. So here anomeric carbons are taking part in the formation of glycosidic bond. So there is no free aldehyde or ketone group in the sucrose. So sucrose is called non-reducing sugars because both the carbonyl groups are involving in the glycosidic bond. Now sucrose on hydrolysis, it gives glucose and fructose. So sucrose and glucose are dextrorotatory compounds while fructose is levorotatory compound. During hydrolysis, the optical rotation of sucrose changes from dextro to levo. Hence, sucrose is called invert sugar. Now, the next disaccharide called lactose. So lactose is a disaccharide which is mainly found in milk of mammals. So it is referred as milk sugar. When lactose on hydrolysis, it yields a galactose and glucose molecules. See that this is the structure of lactose, and lactose is made up of galactose and glucose. Here beta D galactose and beta D glucose are linked by beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. Beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. Here first carbon of galactose is the anomeric carbon of galactose, which are linked with fourth carbon of glucose, and this fourth carbon of glucose is not an anomeric carbon. So here the aldehyde carbon is not involved in the glycosidic bond, hence it retains the reducing property. So lactose is called reducing sugar. Then the last disaccharide is maltose. Maltose derives its name from malt, from which it is extracted. So it is commonly called as malt sugar. Maltose is produced during digestion of starch by the enzyme called alpha amylose. When maltose and hydrolysis, it gives two molecules of glucose. See that this is the structure of maltose, and maltose is made up of two glucose molecules, and the linkage between two glucose molecule is alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. Alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. Here the glycosidic bond is between the anomeric carbon of one glucose and C4 of the other glucose unit. So one of the aldehyde carbon is not involved in the glycosidic bond. Hence, maltose retains the reducing property. So maltose is called reducing sugar. Now we are going to see polysaccharides. So polysaccharides consist of large number of monosaccharide units bonded together by glycosidic bonds, and these are the most common form of carbohydrates. So they do not have sweet in taste, so they are called non-sugars. They form linear and branched chain molecules. And polysaccharides are classified into two types. One is homopolysaccharides and other one is heteropolysaccharides. Homopolysaccharides are composed of only one type of monosaccharides, while the heteropolysaccharides are composed of more than one type of monosaccharides. Starch, cellulose, and glycogen are examples of polysaccharides, and heparin is the example for heteropolysaccharides. So let us see the starch. Starch is used for energy storage in plants. Potatoes, corn, wheat, and rice are the rich sources of starch. And this is the starch. This is the structure of starch. It is a polymer of glucose, so in which the glucose molecules are linked by alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond, that is alpha 1,4 glycosidic bonds. Then starch can be separated into two fractions, namely amylose and amylopectin. Generally, amylose are water soluble and amylopectins are water insoluble. Starch contains about 20% of amylose and 80% of amylopectin, and amylose and amylopectins are identified by iodine solution test. With iodine solution, amylose gives blue color while amylopectin gives purple color. Then amylose is composed of unbranched chains up to 4000 alpha D glucose molecules are joined by alpha 1,4 glycosidic bonds, and amylopectin contains chains up to 10,000 alpha D glucose molecules linked by alpha 1,4 glycosidic bonds. In addition, there is a branching from linear chain of amylopectin, and at the branch points new chains of 24 to 30 glucose molecules are linked by alpha 1,6 glycosidic bonds. Next, we are going to see the another polysaccharide like cellulose. Cellulose is the major constituent of plant cell walls. Cotton is almost pure cellulose. On hydrolysis, cellulose yields D-glucose molecules. So cellulose is made up of glucose molecules, in which the glucose molecules are linked by beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. So this is the structure of cellulose. It contains straight chain polymer of glucose, and the glucose molecules are held together by beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. Cellulose is mainly used in the manufacture of paper, cellulose fibers, and rayon explosives. Gun cotton is the form of nitrated ester of cellulose, and human cannot use cellulose as food because our digestive system do not have necessary enzymes to hydrolyze the cellulose. Enzymes like glycosidases or celluloses that can hydrolyze the cellulose. Next, we are going to see polysaccharides like glycogen. So, glycogen is the storage polysaccharide of animals. It is present in the liver and muscles of animals. So, glycogen called as animal starch. On hydrolysis, glycogen gives glucose molecules. Structurally, glycogen resembles amylopectin with more branching. The excessive glucose in the body is stored in the form of glycogen. So next we are going to see the importance of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are widely distributed in plants and animals, so it acts mainly as energy sources and structural polymers. Carbohydrates are stored in the body as glycogen and in the plants as starch. Carbohydrates such as cellulose, which is the primary component of plant cell wall, so it is used to make paper, furniture, and cloths. Simple sugar glucose serves as instant energy source of our body. Ribose sugars are one of the components of nucleic acids. Thank you.